Welcome to a brief presentation on displaying the collected performance data from the green screen menus. Assuming you've already defined your collection levels, you can now take option 11, Display Performance Data, from the Analyzer menu. The main performance data display shows a variety of statistics covering a recent time period. To go back in time, take F7 to page left. To go back to the previous display in the previous times, press F8 to page right. We can also navigate around this screen by zooming in to a particular time period. Move the cursor to the column which is of interest, press F9 to zoom in, and the time period which each column covers will reduce. Similarly, taking F10 will allow you to zoom out to the original setting. If you're using a large screen monitor, you can change the display size by taking F16 for the user options and specify the larger display size. For the purposes of this demo, we will stay with the original setting. There are three categories of performance data, known as modes. By taking F4 on the mode prompt, we'll see we can choose ASP, pool, or system. The initial display is of system information. By using the page down key, we can see all of the statistics and attributes that we've been collecting. If I would like to look at pool information, I go to the mode field and overtype with pool, press enter, and now the statistics relating to the pool will be displayed. Paging down and then back up again. I can also choose the pool by taking F4 on the pool field. The third mode is ASP. Select ASP and we'll see the statistics which are available under the ASP mode. I can also use the detail field to specify whether I want to zoom in or zoom out on the statistics. Again, by pressing F4 to prompt, I could choose, for example, the 10-minute statistics and pull that back to the screen. We'll see that the column headings have changed to represent a 10-minute time period. If you would prefer a graphical representation of the statistics, a graph is also available from the green screen. By taking function key F24, we can page and see that F13 allows us to display a graph. Taking F13, the system remembers the last graph you looked at and put this one as positioned to the ASP graph related to disk attributes. However, I could change that if I wanted to. Moving to the attributes field, pressing F4, I can see all of the attributes which I could analyze for the ASP mode. For example, move down to the status percentage, select with a 1, and that value will be returned to the screen and we will see our graph. Changing the mode to system, I can now pick out a statistic which is relevant to the system information. For example, active jobs. Another interesting attribute would be the CPU. Page down until I see the CPU percentage. Return it to the screen. The final mode, pool. If we press F4 on the attribute for pool, we can pick out the relevant values there as well. for example, the active to wait information. To return back from the graph to the statistical values, I take function key 13 again. The performance analyzer collects information at the lowest interval level for all the jobs that were active. We can drill down to see that information by taking F24 again to see more keys. We have an option there, F17 for jobs. If I move the cursor to a particular time period, for example 12:30, and press F17, the jobs display is provided. This display shows the CPU percentage of all the jobs that were active at the 12:30 to 12:40 time period. To change the sequence from descending to ascending, move to the field below and change the value from a 1 to a 0 or a 0 to a 1. For each job on the system, we collect a variety of attributes. By pressing F4 in the attribute field, we can see a list of all those attributes. For example, if I choose runtime, enter 1 to select, that returns back to the screen, and now all the jobs are sequenced by descending runtime. From the jobs display, I can enter a 5 against a job and see the detail behind it. Not only what job it is, what time it started, but also some of the collection statistics we've made. Similarly, I can display the information just relating to that job on a graph. I can also use the operating system work with job command purely by putting a 9 against that job. Once you've completed your investigation of the jobs, you can return back to the system display by taking F17 again. I hope this brief presentation has given you an insight into the scope of the Performance Analyzer product. If you have any questions about the performance data display, please contact us at the email address on the screen. Thank you.